Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous the day-to-day grind, prime time grind all the time. We are right at 11.850, and we're going to go ahead and do a video because we haven't done one since yesterday, and we've gained, I don't know exactly, but it's been quite a bit since I've created one, so it's about time. We do have plenty of credits for June, but our viewers, based on the number of views, decide what we publish and record, and preparing for fleet carriers with cargo missions has been always pretty popular. We get lots of views, so while we're getting lots of views, that's what we're going to do. And of course the fleet carriers get lots of views. Our Beta 2 series, our second look. I'm looking forward to the permanent look next month. We need to collect more materials in our live, but we'll probably wait till after Beta 2 is over before we do that. Or when we get the fleet carrier, because it works better when we have the fleet carrier. But we'll see. My moods change quite frequently, as you probably know. Sis left.
Docking request granted.
But when you select a mission, you got 24 hours to deliver that. And when the time starts getting under 12 hours, I get a little nervous. I don't want to get in the last few hours and I have too many cargo missions to deliver. So I'll run several myself, and to get the expiration time down, or do away with some of those that are getting closer to expiring. And credits are always a good thing. I'd like to have 17 billion, because then after I spend the 7 on the fleet carrier, I'll have plenty left, and that's kind of the idea. Right now we're trying to only take Palladium to Brunel, New Dawn, and Babbage. And then we'll fill in some gaps when the time gets closer to where I need to deliver them. And sometimes we come over and there's no Palladiums. Here's one. To Babbage. Sis left. Sis left. Down to 11 missions. Let's go ahead and take a boom 165 180. Sys left. We have a deliver 180 palladium. To New Dawn. Sys left. Have a deliver 120 palladium. And this will have to be a partial. Yep, because we're going to fill up.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Sys right. In the Python we have 280 cargo capacity. And we like filling that all up with palladium, because that's where we can make the most credits. Sys left. Going to New Dawn, set our destination. 99.9% of all my credits were made between Sothis Mining and Ceos. So it's worked out really well for me since I've played. And since I found out about Sothis and Ceos, so I share it with you. So maybe it'll do well for you, but the negative is the pirates. They're very viral. You can get up to 7 interdictions in one Super Cruise run, which I'll never be a fan of. I think it's excessive. But that's part of the big credits.
Retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged.
And that's part of why we get the rewards that we get,
Drive charging.
is because of the pirates being viral. Just checking the capture, make sure it's all working.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I do like New Dawn probably the best to deliver because the orbit is further away from the planet, so you get a little more wiggle room. And most of our cargo goes to New Dawn, so that's all pretty good. Sys left. Sys view. That was loud. I don't know if you heard it as loud as I did, but when that second pirate comes in, I slow down and turn toward the station, which gets them activated. Just get them out of the way because they're not going away. So you got to deal with them somehow. Either you're going to evade them. This is a chained one, number 2. We've been getting 3 to 4. And at first, the blue side goes up pretty slowly, but then it accelerates over time. The longer the interdiction happens. Boy, a third one. Chained one right after another. It's my thing. Why do you want to aggravate your customers as much as Frontier likes to? Like, why do you need more than 2 in one Super Cruise run? I don't understand that. That's probably why Frontier ranks 72 or 73 out of games. Because people like the simulation reality of the game, not as much the piracy, but the management of Frontier likes the piracy more than reality. So it causes them to not be ranked as high as they probably could have. This could be one of the top 10 games of all time if they would just listen to their customers. But they have this mental block when it comes to their customers. The fleet carriers is the first time I can remember they ever listened to their customers, where they made some changes that that their players wanted. Usually it's just too bad, so sad, it's works as intended. So, I mean, their apologists out there will accept whatever they do, good or bad, but the majority of the players are not the apologists, so. And I'm sure they wish everyone was apologist, but all of us are not apologists. Yeah, my viewers know I'm certainly not an apologist. I don't like stuck throttles, I don't like the interdictions, and I don't like mission critical message while you're trying to look at the mission board. So those are my 3 biggest pet peeves. Just left.
India. The Federation welcomes you, Commander. We'd be happy to serve you at this port. Authorization cleared. Your assigned landing pad is number 11. You are go for automated docking. Enjoy the ride, Commander.
Now what I would like to see, I would like more settings that allowed the player to choose the type of gameplay that they wish to play. Especially in solo mode. Now I could understand an open where it's more of a general gameplay, but in solo you should be able to pick more the type of gameplay you wish to play. Well, I appreciate you coming along. Please look down to the lower right hand corner of the video and press that subscribe button.
Landing gear deployed.
It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. You get notified when I produce more videos, and eventually it'll help me out with YouTube.
Landing operation complete. You may disembark when ready. Welcome to the station, Commander.
Underneath the video in the description you'll see ways of donating. Costs about $75 to $100 a month just for the storage. The additional storage that's required to produce these videos. We need all the help we can get, so please consider donating. And my allergies this year are just incredibly bad for some reason. It's the worst year I've ever had with allergies. And most people I know are in the same situation. They don't remember the allergies ever being this bad. Is this right? This left? Is this left? And we got about 21 million on that run. Yeah, the first videos of the day are my worst. My voice was not made for video or radio. So we need to get back to Babbage, or excuse me, get back to Sotha's mining. So let's get started. At least in the editing, I can edit out most of my coughing. If I miss some, I'm very sorry. I try to catch all of them.
Landing gear retracted.
Detach is good. You may leave when ready.
But after an hour or two of doing videos, it usually gets a little bit better. And on Friday, May the 22nd, 3306/2020,
Frameshift drive charging.
Frontier is going to slash the prices of fleet carriers for 4 days during the beta down to 1 million credits instead of 5 billion.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
So if you have at least 1 million and you want to get a fleet carrier, log in to the beta on Friday the 22nd of May and see about purchasing one. Now the fuel is not cheap, and demand causes the fuel to go up, and it could get as high as 50,000 per unit of fuel, tritium. It does wind up coming down to about 40,000. Now the services are also required. Like if you want to store your ships on the fleet carrier, you have to pay to activate the services. And if you want to store your modules on the fleet carrier, you have to activate the outfitting. Even if you're not going to sell modules or you're not going to sell ships, you still have to have those services activated. So hopefully they'll slash those too. That way you can afford to activate all the services. And it's probably going to get very busy. There is a limit of how many fleet carriers they allow in each system. Well, they're going to probably max that out in all the major systems on the 22nd. So I'm not sure how many videos we will be able to create in beta on the 22nd. Is this left? Matters how busy it gets. with fleet carriers. But I think it's a good idea to allow as many of the players to get to play with the fleet carrier in beta. I really enjoy the fleet carrier, and that's partly why I grind as much as I do, to make sure that it's as simple as possible to work with the fleet carrier. It is the best asset, I believe, that I can have. Is this left? Is this left?
Docking request granted.
And the new era that was scheduled for December of 2020, which would be of Spaceleg's personal planetary bases and landing on planets with atmospheres, has been delayed into 2021.
Landing gear deployed.
Of course, I am not surprised about that. The fleet carriers were delayed. The beta is supposed to have come out November 2019 and wound up being April of 2020 before it came out. So delays are pretty common.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Well, I appreciate you coming along. Be sure to press that subscribe button at the lower right hand corner of the video. It'll help me with YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything. And you get notified when I create more videos. And I'm hoping my allergies will subside enough where I can create videos today. Because at the moment they're really bad. And when I first come in, I'm only looking for palladium. Okay, well, I appreciate you coming along. Hopefully that you'll come along on the next video. Until then, thank you for watching.